So this is my opinion about why Rey will never be a great character, regardless of how anybody feels about Rey, because she validates their opinion or she validates their political beliefs or their any other thing that they hold on to that Rey validates for them. Rey is objectively an awful character, and she will never be a great character, especially with the people who are writing her now. Because the people who are writing her now do not actually care to make her a great character, because she is a, I believe the word is a cipher. She is a symbol of the feminist ideal, and since the feminist ideal is flawed anyway, Rey is flawed, but not in a way that makes a character interesting. She is flawed in a way that breaks a character and ensures that they'll never actually be a character that you can relate to, a character that you can root for, a character that you can care about. See, I'm using an image of Princess Leia right now because Leia is what um, Rey could have been, what she probably should have been. And but even Princess Leia ended up getting the shaft in these new Star Wars movies. Princess Leia started off in A New Hope, actually. Yeah, she was taken captive by the Empire. However, when Luke and Han show up to rescue her, um, she immediately, well, accepts their help because she needs it. She needs help, and there's no shame in that. But she immediately asserts herself as someone who is capable on her own, and she tells Han from the jump, look, from now on, you're going to do what I say, but not because she's a woman, but because she actually knows what she's doing, and she shows that she knows what she's doing. Now, Leia doesn't succeed at everything she does. She does end up getting captured by Jabba the Hutt when she basically tries to return the favor. Since they rescued her, Han ends up needing help. She goes to rescue him, and she does succeed to an extent, but she ends up getting herself captured. So she ends up getting captured, and that is, you could look at that as a failure. But at the same time, she did succeed by freeing Han from the carbonite, and at least he's alive again. At least he's moving, and they all have a fighting chance now. Whereas before, there was no fighting chance because Han was frozen. There was nothing he can do, and nothing anybody else could do for him. So after pulling off that rescue, of course, he have the slave Leia moment where she's basically been put in a bikini. Basically, it's a bikini, and a lot of people look at it as a demeaning thing. But then again, you wear bikinis to the beach all the time, and you do it of your own free will. So if you really hate bikinis that much, why wear bikinis? You wear bikinis because you know you look good in a bikini, and you know you want to look good. So stop acting like a hypocrite and just look good and be glad you look good and be glad people think you look good, instead of acting like you're all bitter and salty that you look good. So Princess Leia, as a matter of fact, I think we can probably find an image of her in that. There it is down there in the left. So, but anyway, Princess Leia at the end, um, throughout the entire original trilogy, she was a strong female character, and she was capable of handling herself. However, she didn't have any, as far as I know, as far as what I've seen, she didn't have any moments where she was doing things just to prove herself as a woman. There was no instance where someone grabbed her hand and tried to lead her to safety, and she kept going, "Don't grab my hand," or "Don't help me, I can do it." She didn't do that kind of stuff. When someone offered her help, she accepted the help. Just like when Han needed help, he accepted the help. And we'll talk about the undoing of the character development that Han had, or his character development, which was undone by Disney at another time. So after Leia proves herself a strong, capable female character who is not female first, strong, capable second, or strong and capable at the expense of being a female or feminine, or strong and capable, yet with this, I'm a woman, recognize me as a woman, and I'm strong in character, I'm strong, and I'm bucking against these stereotypes sort of way. She just went about her business, and she did everything that a heroine should do without asking to be patted on the shoulder or patted on the back for it. And that's something that a lot of people can't understand. That's a And so at the end of the Return of the Jedi, Luke, well, not at the end, but during the Return of the Jedi, Luke tells her that she is a Skywalker and she has the same power that he has, and one day she'll learn to use that power as he has. Now, in the Last Jedi, I hope I didn't say the Last Jedi a second ago. Yeah. Anyway, in the Last Jedi, the Disney movie, we see Leia do her infamous Mary Poppins float back to the ship thing. And while we've all been glad, we've all been waiting to see Leia use the Force because we know she was supposed to be able to use the Force. It came without explanation. It came without setup. It came without any sort of hint that she could do it. And so it felt cheap and it felt unearned. But I believe I know why they did not show her, they did not set it up to where it didn't come out of nowhere. And the same, I think, will go for Rey. Why she will not have any setup for any or any explanation for um, how she got her abilities. So it all comes down to the fact that feminists do not want to owe any of their success. They don't want to owe any of their advancements or their abilities to a man. Now, Princess Leia, if she was going to learn to become a Jedi, she was going to become a Jedi and learn to use the Force. There was no one there to teach her to use the Force but Luke Skywalker. He was, at that time, the last Jedi. There was no one else. So that presents a problem for a feminist. How is Leia going to learn? How is she going to learn to become a Jedi or to use the Force unless she's taught by a man? And they are not going to have anyone mansplain anything to Leia or Rey. So therefore, Leia's use of the Force had to come either, according to them, by her own. She either trained herself or there just will be no explanation. So, as for episode 9 that's coming, when it comes to Rey, she still has had no formal training in the Force. And yet she's been able to defeat the so-called villain of the story at her first try while using the emotions that Yoda said were dangerous because they led to the dark side. And Rey wielded her lightsaber in anger and just, well, she's using the dark side. She's using the dark side. That's why she's overpowered, and that's why she could beat um, this guy who had been training under Luke Skywalker to be a Jedi. She defeated him on her first try. So if he's the villain, well, the series is over because she's already defeated the villain. Rey has already defeated the villain. But anyway, back to the point. In episode 9, they're going to have to explain. She's going to have to go through some training. And from what I heard, they are going to do a time skip. And Kylo is going to be training during this time, and so shall Rey. But I'm thinking, if Rey was so powerful without training, just how powerful will she be with training? Kylo stands absolutely no chance. Once again, he's the underdog, and that's why I say that he is the actual protagonist of the story. But I'm trying not to digress again. So with Rey, how does she get her training? How does she become a Jedi? The only explanation they'll give, they wouldn't let Luke train her. Even if Luke wanted to train her, they wouldn't let it happen. And the reason why they wouldn't let it happen, because a feminist is not going to owe any of her success to a man. A feminist is not going to, well, at least these modern feminists are not going to let Luke Skywalker mansplain the Force or being a Jedi to Rey. She has everything she needs already, right, according to them, right? She has 2 X chromosomes and estrogen. That's all she needs. So either she is going to learn from Leia during this time that passes how to be a Jedi. Either Leia is going to train her off screen, or they may have a body double in there, pretending, acting as Leia, maybe in some sort of flashbacks or a montage or something. Uh, they may do something like that, or they'll just skip. They'll just say it, or maybe they'll do it during the screen crawl at the beginning. So Leia is going to train Rey, or Rey is going to train herself. But no man is going to teach Rey anything. That's just the way it's going to go. Unless they can get these man-hating feminists out of Star Wars. Which I don't know if they can do by the time episode 9 comes out. Besides, it's just not so-called politically correct these days anyway. But I think that was the main point I wanted to get across. Rey will never be a great character. And the great character that Leia was, they tried to sabotage in these new Disney movies. So thanks for watching and thanks for listening.